Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. You should check out my website, welshaudio.com. Everything ships for free. The prices that you see is the prices that you'll pay at checkout. Enjoy the video.
All right, guys, welcome back for another one. Got a little guy for you this week. I didn't know it was going to be so little. When this amp came in, I was shocked at how small it was. I have unboxed this one already, and to be completely honest with you, I've actually already done the entire video. I didn't like the video. I wanted to make some changes, and I decided to delete it and just start all over again. So as I open this one up, you will see that I've already opened it. Let's get into it. All right, let's check it out. So we're talking about the Taramps TS 400 by 4. I was confused at first. Of course, now I know the answer to this. But normally when you have amps that use a dot, they can go either way. It could be a 400 divided by 4, so it's 400 total. You know, it's a 100 by 4 basically. Or the dot could mean times, meaning it's a 1600 watt amp. But if there's a times, right, if there's an X, that normally means this is 1600 watts. If there's a slash, that means divided, then that would be a 100 by 4. But I'll just tell you right now, you see right there it says 400 watts. This is a 400 watt total. So I feel like they should have a 400.4 on there or a 400/4, but certainly not an X for times 4. So that's a little different. But I've had people suggest this one to me before. This is one of Amazon's best-selling amps. This is one of the ones where if you check it out on Amazon, it'll say like 500 plus sold in the last month. So it's one that they sell a whole lot of. I've started to pick this thing up a few times. It's been viewer suggested a few times, and I've just never gotten it. It's probably been a year or more that I've thought about picking this thing up. But we'll check out the outside of the box. Y'all know with their amps, you always have to scan the code to get your owner's manual, and really even to find out like how it's rated. So I don't know, that's always something to be prepared for with their amps. So let's get it out of the box. The only thing that's different about this, y'all know it has like the cellophane on it. I've already taken that off. Other than that, y'all know their amps come very plain. So in the box is the amp with a sticker, and that's it. The amp was wrapped in cellophane. No other paperwork or anything. But look how small, guys. This thing is really small. I thought it would be bigger than this. Anyhow, so check this out. There's something here that's different too. I'm a little better prepared to talk about this amp now that I've you know, fooled with it for a while and decided to reshoot the video. I've gathered some more info, but right here on this end is something that is new to me. Y'all chime in. You guys have seen more stuff than I have. Certainly collectively, y'all definitely have. But check this out. So we've got the ground, the remote, the power. You got small fork terminals all the way across. They're all the same size. Then when you get over here to the speaker terminals, check this out. So I like how they have it labeled on here, how to bridge it. So it's this positive and this negative, and this positive and this negative. So this is channels 1 and 2, and channels 3 and 4. Get out of here, guy. So, but look at this. There's only 3 and 3. So you've got positive, negative, positive, negative, and then positive, negative, positive, negative. And then if you want to bridge it, you go positive here and negative here. But are y'all familiar? Let me get this in here a little bit closer for y'all to look at that. And so I did go to their website. I scanned the code. I went to the website and I printed off a few pieces of paper. But this is new to me. I'm not familiar with the center terminal being the negative for one channel and the positive for the other channel. It seems to me like that would put one of them out of phase. But y'all chime in, y'all let me know. I'm actually not gonna dive off into figuring that out in this video. I probably should, but I just don't care to do so. But some of y'all know what this is all about. So there's the bottom and this side. Very basic controls on this amp. So you've got channels 3 and 4 over here and 1 and 2 over here. I don't know why they're backwards, because on this side it's 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4. I guess that makes sense in a way, right? Because as they pass on through, maybe that's why they're backwards on this side. But you've got the inputs for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and then the gain for each side, and a switch for the crossovers on each side. No adjustability in the crossovers. You either just go low pass, full range, or high pass. Same for this side. And you do have an LED in there that lights up blue. And that's it. I have not taken the off of that, but very simple, very basic. I'll be honest with you guys, for what this amp costs, and this amp currently, and what I gave for it was $79 plus tax. It came out to $86. Let me walk over here. It's one of the beauties of having a microphone now, is if I walk away, it sounds like I'm still there. So, all right, yeah, $85.32 is what I gave for this amp with tax. So I started to say it's not really a cheap amp. Anything less than $100 is pretty cheap for an amplifier. But I guess what I'm saying is, for $85, I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is a good value or not. I'm a little torn about it. The power output will definitely help make up my mind on that. So, all right. While we're here, let's also go ahead and show y'all. I've got the camera at a different angle today on purpose so that we can look at this a little bit better. So, had to go on the website to see some of the specs and stuff. So here we go. Here's some ratings. Notice all these ratings are at 13.8. Also, we're gonna give it much better voltage than that, but that is how it's rated. There's been a lot of controversy about their amps, at whether they prefer these voltages and perform better at these voltages. I don't know, but so it does have the standard 4-channel ratings, meaning by 4 it's rated for 4 ohms and 2 ohms, and then when you bridge it, it's 4 ohms only. So you don't want to go to 2 ohms bridged or something like that, or 1 ohm by 4. So, but at 2 ohms they're calling it a 100 by 4. At 4 ohms it's a 63 by 4, and then when you bridge it, it's a 200 by 2. So a 400 watt total amplifier. Here's some of the other things there. If y'all want to flip the page, y'all see how old school I am. Most people would flash up a screenshot right now, and here I am printing it out and showing you a piece of paper, guys. I am pretty old school for sure. Input impedance, 22,000 ohms. I wonder how many watts we would get at 22,000 ohms. Of course, that is the input impedance, but the output impedance, 2 ohms, thermal and output short protection, minimum supply voltage, 8 volts, maximum 16. See, a lot of the guys that like to chime in and say, oh, well, you shouldn't have tested it at 14, whatever. It's not made to do that. Look right here, guys. I think every Taramps I've ever tested was rated to go to 16. There's a lot of people out there that say that when it doesn't put out its power, or it goes into protect, or it blows up, they say, oh, because you was in the 14s with the voltage, you were supposed to be in the 13s. I think everyone I've ever done said 16 for the max. Then there's the amperage consumption, 0.8 at rest, 16.5 max on music, and then max sinusoidal, I think I said that right, 33 amps. We will have a clamp hooked up to it, and so we'll be able to see how accurate that is. Here's the dimensions for those of y'all that care for the dimensions. I do like that they give you inches and millimeters both, and then there's the weight. Check it out, they even give both for the weight. So 1.3 pounds. This is a little guy. One of the things I had to check out while I was looking at the manual online was that wiring, that third, started to say third channel, but the one in the middle. So I'll pause here for just a second. If you guys want to pause this and zoom in, it is a little bit confusing following these wires, but I will tell you this, looking at this diagram, they are using that middle channel, like right there where them two are closest together. They are using a negative and a positive together off of the same terminal, running on down, and showing that it's positive and negative down here like normal. That is new to me. I am not familiar with that. Anyhow, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. They do give, check this out, 4 millimeters squared, 4 millimeters squared for the size of the wire. I'd have to look that up to see what that is. That should be some relatively small power and ground wire. So, all right, that's it. Let's get this thing wired up and let's see what kind of output we can get out of this guy. You know, the good thing about these little amps, boy, they're easy to hide. You can hide these in all kinds of places. Yeah, some of these would even go. Now you got to be careful. Think about airflow and things like that. But yeah, something this small could really go into some unconventional places. But all right, let's get into it. Let's hook it up. All right, guys, here we go. This first test is going to be 1 kilohertz, and we are at 8 ohms bridged. So we are going to represent that 63 by 4. So what are we looking for here? 126 and 126 is what we're looking for. And there's our little blue LED, just for anybody that wanted to know. That is the only light on the whole amp. So we are toggling between 14.4 and 14.5, and that's because I have not hooked up my charger. We're not going to charge the bank up to 14.8 on this like we normally do. So the end of each of these runs is probably going to end at 14.4. All right, and we're going to capture our current. All right, so 126 by 2 is what we're looking for. Here we go. 1 kilohertz. Let's roll it up all the way up to clipping. 81 and 82. Voltage did not drop below 14.4, and our current draw was 19.3. Okay. Wow, guys, that's not a lot. That missed the mark by quite a bit there, in my opinion. Let's do dynamic. No, you know what? Let's do 40 hertz. Let me reset this and let's do the same run, but at 40 hertz instead of 1K. All right, is it going to do any more? What did it do? 81 and 82. Everything's the same there. Let's see what it does at 40 hertz. Here we go. Okay, a little bit, 87 and 87. A little bit less current, right? Okay, let's do 2 ohms. I'm sorry, not 2 ohms. let's do 4 ohms bridged. And as part of the 4 ohm bridge tests, I will do some dynamic testing as well. All right, guys, now we're wired up at 4 ohms bridged. So we're looking for this right here, the 200 by 2. Excuse me, the first run is going to be 1 kilohertz, and we are still toggling between 14.4 and 14.5. So, all right, 1 kilohertz, rated 200 a piece. So 400 total here is what we're looking for. 200 and 200. What are we going to get? 1 kilohertz. Oh man, golly. All right, guys. 34.5. What did that say in the book? The sinusoidal. That's what we're doing right here. These are sine waves. Consumption, 33 amps. And it's pretty close, right? We just did a little bit more than that. So, okay. All right. 138 and 134. So far, I will say this, the amp is handling it like a champ. But let me get set up and let's do 40 hertz, that same run, except 40 hertz instead of 1 kilohertz. All right, it did 138 over here and 134 over here at 1K. What's it gonna do at 40? I think it's probably gonna do a little bit more at 40 hertz. What do y'all think? All right, here we go, let's roll it up. But it's rated 200 and 200. 40 hertz, here we go. 149, and we'll give it that 147. 34.7, guys. It's fallen a little bit short. You know what's funny though? This thing is super tiny. It's more powerful than probably my first 2 amplifiers. It's kind of crazy, but anyhow. All right, let's do some dynamic testing at 4 ohms bridged. All right, 1K dynamic at 4 ohms bridged. $158 and $175. Okay, still not hitting that 200 each bridged. All right, let me get set up and we'll do the 40 hertz dynamic. That's probably the best chance it's going to have. Let's do that one. All right, what did it do? 158 and 175 at 1K. Oh man. Overall a little bit less, but right there close. Guys, that's all it's got in it. All right, so here's the thing. I don't know, it is over 300 watts total, or you might call it, I don't know, it's between a 250 and a 300 watt amp, depending on how you want to look at it. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all are really good at that, by the way. Y'all are for sure letting me know every single week. Hey, that's a good deal. It's not a good deal. I'd pass. I would get it. I like the size, whatever. So y'all will for sure let me know. I will put a link in the description for this amp if you want to check it out on Amazon. I'll put an affiliate link down there. But guys, there's such good options these days. There really is some great options these days for 4 channels and mono blocks and 2 channels, all of them. I love the problem that we have nowadays of having such great options for amplifiers. Okay, so we got to hear it, right? Let me get all this unhooked. Let's hook it up to a couple of speakers and listen to it. All right, guys, I did take my mic off for this portion of the video so that maybe this will come through in stereo. Before we get to the music, let's listen up close. There is a little bit of noise, not a lot. I mean, it wouldn't bother me. As soon as you hear any music at all, it's enough to cover it up. But at idle, there is a tiny amount of noise there. All right, let's listen to it. Here we go.
go. It sounds good to me. Tell me what y'all think. All right, let's get this unhooked. I'm going to attempt to take this apart so we can look at it. I do know already that it's a little bit different than normal to take a look at the guts. That's two of the things that I didn't like about the other video I did. We didn't listen to it, and I didn't take the back plate off of it. That's just a couple of things that bothered me that caused me to want to decide to do another video. So let me get to some of that.
All right, guys, here we go. It's the gut shot. Looks like a minefield out here, right? This one was a little bit of trouble, I ain't gonna lie. All right, but here we go. Does that look like a 300 watt amp to you guys? So the capacitors, what do we have there? 50 volt, 470 microfarads. These are, there's 50, same there. These little ones down here are 16 volt, 1,000 microfarads. And then those, let's get this thing, they're different as well. I looked at them off camera. What are those? 25 volt, 2200 microfarads. And then let's take a look at these. Some of y'all care. The camera gonna switch for us? Maybe not. Dang, maybe you can take a screenshot and zoom in for those of y'all that want to read the values on those chips. Okay. Anyhow, that's what we get for the gut shot on the little Taramps 400 4-channel. All right, let me see about getting all this put back together, and we will fill out the card and wrap it up. All right, guys, here we go. On this one, I want to write down that 1K. I know it did a little bit more at 40, but I think most people are going to buy this for door speakers. What do y'all think? Let's see, that run that did 138 and 134. I've got this written down over to the side here. That was at 1 kilohertz, and that was at 4 ohms bridged for both runs. That was 1 and 2 on top, 3 and 4 on the bottom. That was uncertified. Guys, thank y'all so much. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff here lately. What do y'all think about the Wednesday videos of me and Skylar building that box? We've had a lot of fun with that. I know we don't get as many views on those types of videos as we do the amp dynos, but still, it's worth it to me. We're having a ball. It's funny, guys. I hear every once in a while, this guy does not represent the majority. Well, I shouldn't say guy. I've had a few people say I talk too much and all of this, but most of y'all, I think, like the talking, the chatter. 2 weeks ago, for example, when I told the story about my very first subs I ever got, those Storms that I got from my buddy Chuck, and then I upgraded to 2 little MTX 8s. Man, I had such cool feedback off of that, because I think a lot of you guys can relate, and y'all tell me about y'all's stories, and I think a lot of y'all like the chatter. Those Wednesday videos are very similar. It's me and Skylar hanging out, working on a box, just doing whatever, and I think a lot of you guys enjoy that type of stuff. But some people, they want to just see the numbers and be done with it and move on to something else. I don't really know. I can't please everybody. I don't even care to. What I care to do is what I'm having a ball doing, which is exactly what you guys are seeing. But I can't thank y'all so much for the support. I've got an incredible group of guys that watch these videos, and I like interacting with y'all, and I thank y'all so much for your support. So come back for more. We got lots of cool stuff on the way, and guys, we'll see you next time.